Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, but still feel unloved, unseen, and not enough? You journal, meditate, repeat affirmations, yet deep down you still treat yourself like someone you don't truly love. Here's the truth. Self-love isn't a skincare routine. It's not about glowing, it's about growing. And sometimes that means sitting in the dark and choosing yourself anyway. Self-love isn't soft lighting and Pinterest boards. It's the brutal, beautiful work of coming home to yourself. And this journey, this messy, sacred, personal journey has stages. There are 6 stages to self-love, and most of us are stuck in stage 4. Thinking we've healed when we've only performed healing. And the question is, which stage are you at? And are you truly moving forward? Or are you just decorating the cage? Welcome to Petunia Diaries, a soft, calming, feminine space where we rest, breathe, and our souls can just be. And this is today's voice note. It started quietly. One morning, I was brushing my teeth and I caught myself thinking, "You're so behind. Everyone else has figured it out, but you." It wasn't a new thought, it was an old melody, one I didn't realize I was humming every single day. That's how stage 1 begins. Stage 1, self-awareness. The realization that you are your own harshest critic, that you've spent years shrinking to fit in, apologizing a lot, trying to be lovable in all the wrong ways. And suddenly you wake up to the noise in your head. The noise becomes unbearable, and that unbearable discomfort is the birth of self-love. Stage 1 is painful. It's the moment of awakening when the autopilot switches off. And awareness is both a gift and a burden. You see your patterns, people-pleasing, self-sabotage, constant comparison, but you're not sure who you are without them. You want to change, you really do. But every time you try, something pushes back. You start journaling, then stop. You set boundaries, then feel guilty. You tell yourself you're beautiful, then tear yourself apart the next minute. This is stage 2, the resistance. You're stuck between the old self and the new self, between the inner critic and the inner healer. You think, if I stop being hard on myself, I'll become lazy. If I don't criticize my body, I'll never change. If I rest, I'm weak. But these beliefs aren't truths. They're trauma patterns, and they're scared of being rewritten. This stage hurts because you're fighting yourself and you don't yet trust the softer voice inside you. But that voice is your truest one. When you start rejecting the old patterns, they fight back. Your brain clings to the familiar, even if it's toxic, because to your nervous system, pain is predictable and predictable feels safe. So you start pushing back, unfollow the people who trigger your insecurities, start journaling. You even say no when you mean it, but you cry in the shower after because growth hurts. Rumi said the wound is the place where the light enters you. You start to wonder, who am I when I'm not trying to be liked? This is stage 3, self-discovery. It's tender, quiet, but full of little revolutions. You begin to play again, to try new hobbies, wear colors you avoided, speak words you once swallowed, go on solo dates, and read poetry. You dance like no one's watching. And then remember you are always watching, and that's enough. You realize your preferences were shaped by survival. You were choosing what made you feel accepted, not what made you feel alive. You stop performing perfection and start experimenting with authenticity. You start romanticizing the little things. Your skincare routine becomes sacred. Your voice gets softer but stronger. You write letters to your younger self. You forgive your past. You choose softness even when the world praises hardness. This stage is messy, but it feels like breathing for the first time. Stage 4. Conditional self-acceptance. This stage fools most of us. It feels like self-love, but it's not. This is where most people get stuck because the stage feels like self-love, but it's still rooted in performance. You start saying, I love myself because I lost weight. I accept myself because I got the job. I'm enough as long as I stay productive, pretty, and pleasant. I'm worthy because I'm achieving now. It's sneaky because it's dressed in glow-ups and mantras, but deep down you're still negotiating your worth. And here's the trap. Self-love based on conditions is just another form of rejection disguised in prettier words. You've built a version of self-love that's still built on conditions. You say, I love myself, but what you really mean is I love the parts of me that the world praises. This stage is dangerous because it tricks you into thinking you've healed when you've only adjusted the mask. Then comes the breakdown or the breakthrough or both. Stage 5. Radical self-acceptance. You stop performing healing. You start living it. You gain weight and don't apologize for it. You say no and don't over-explain. You cry and don't hide it. You make mistakes and forgive yourself faster. This is when you realize you are not a project. You don't need to earn rest. You don't need to be perfect to be worthy. You sit with your shame. You don't try to fix the parts of you that feel broken. You hold them. You begin to say, I am lovable, even now, especially now. You stop chasing glow-ups to be seen because you finally see yourself. And it's not always pretty, but it's real. This stage is powerful because you stop asking, am I lovable? And start saying, I am. You accept that healing isn't linear, that wholeness isn't about becoming perfect, it's about becoming honest. And then, one day you wake up, and something feels different. Stage 6. Embodiment. Self-love is no longer a goal, it becomes the way you breathe, the way you say no without guilt, the way you soften when you fail. It's how you hold your younger self in your arms. It's the way you stop proving and stop performing, just being. You become the kind of woman who is whole even when she's healing, soft yet strong, alone but never lonely, because you're finally home in your own skin. You don't hate yourself. You don't obsess. You're not chasing. You're not proving. You're just being. You walk into rooms without shrinking. You say what you mean. You honor your boundaries. You love others without losing yourself. You become a safe space for your own soul. Finally, you realize the version of you who always felt too much or not enough was just a girl who needed to be held, not fixed, and now you're holding her. So, where are you on this journey? Are you awakening? Are you still resisting? Are you dressing up your wounds to look like healing? Maybe you're still stuck in stage 2, spiraling in old thoughts. Maybe you've made it to stage 5 but keep slipping. Maybe you didn't even know these stages existed, and that's okay. This isn't a race, it's a return. And the fact that you're here, listening, breathing, and hoping means you're already on your way. This journey isn't about getting it right. It's about coming back to yourself again and again and again. Self-love isn't loud. It's not always glamorous. Sometimes it's just choosing to eat, to rest, to speak kindly to your reflection after years of cruelty. Ask yourself tonight, what would I do differently if I truly loved myself? Where am I still performing for love instead of receiving it? What part of me is still waiting to be held? Because the journey to self-love isn't linear. It's sacred, slow, it's yours, and you are so brave for being on it. If this spoke to your heart, I would love for you to subscribe, leave me a little note in the comments, or just send some love. Your presence here is a gift, and I'm so grateful you chose to spend your precious time with me.